Well, it was a fun game, and I think a better win than maybe people realize. I think that team's a very dangerous team. They came in 1-3, but they lost to Valpo at home, at Wake, and at South Florida. But yet they're a scary team. We were lucky to get Powers in foul trouble early because he really makes them go. And on top of it, I thought it was a great win because Rob didn't play well. And, even though he got his 1,000th point, he had 7 turnovers and just seemed a little sluggish. Jeremiah with his assists, 7 assists, 2 turnovers, and then Cotton 4 of 8 from three-point line. I thought Loesch and Rodney did a good job coming off the bench. The freshman, Jalen's 10 rebounds, and then Cannon, played his probably best game so far. He had a very good game against Fresno State, but I think this was better. So just proud of the team. It was a great test for us, and I hope will give us some confidence as we grow with this inexperienced group.
You mentioned holding Powers or getting Powers into foul trouble. You held them 22 points below their season average. Was he the focus of your defense?
No, the penetration was the focus. They're very good at getting in the paint, and he's the key to that. He's the main guy. But I thought that our defense was really good. We were tight. We contested shots. We rebounded. We out-rebounded a very good rebounding team. I thought forcing 12 turnovers, I thought we did a really good job defensively. It wasn't so much on him. He scared me. He's so good coming off on pick and rolls. That was a big emphasis. But we started our defense inside the three-point line, so he didn't really have a lot of room to come off on a pick and roll.
You mentioned that Rob didn't have his best game, and you had a 9-point lead. And with the things that you said early in this season about all your new guys having to learn to play together, learn to win, was it maybe almost good for your team to have to fight off a rally from a team like this?
No question. Yeah, no question. Fresno State, we were up 9 with 4-something to go, 4:30 to go, and we lost. We turned around and beat Pine Bluff in the same situation. And then to come back and, okay, we didn't build on the lead, but we won. And to do it with a guy like Cannon on the floor and making foul shots. We were 10 of 11 in the second half from the foul line and made big foul shots, and I thought showed pretty good poise at times. We made some mistakes. I made some mistakes. But the out-of-bounds play to get Cannon to the foul line was pretty sharp thinking on their part, especially Jeremiah's.
You mentioned the lead you had against Fresno and Little Rock. Did you mention those games when you were on the sideline talking these guys through the second half, or did you try to just erase those completely?
No, I think I bring them up. I'm not 100% sure, but I think I bring them up. I know against Pine Bluff I brought it up. We've practiced that situation. We every day since Fresno we put 9-point lead, 4:22 to go, and practiced it. So we understand what's a good shot, what's not, the importance of execution, securing the basketball. It's a delicate situation because you don't want to go so slow that you lose your rhythm and you're hoisting up a contested shot with 5 seconds on the shot clock, but you don't want to go so fast that you take a quick shot and miss it and long rebound and they go the other way and score. So working on those situations. Then I think there's 2 key spots at the end of a game, the 4-minute mark and the 2-minute mark. And, we've worked on those situations, and I think we've gotten better as a result.
You mentioned Cotton Giles going 4 for 8 on threes. He had a lot of big plays, though. He had some key rebounds. He handled the ball some when Jeremiah wasn't bringing it up. Is he taking on more and more of a leadership role where his leadership and direction on the court maybe even bigger than his points and the other numbers on the stat sheet?
I think equal. I think that he's getting more confident. Cotton is a junior, but he hadn't played. He hadn't really played in 3 years. He didn't play much at Nevada and sat out last year. So this is a really new experience for him. And, so each game I see him getting better and better and smarter and becoming more comfortable. And I thought today might have been his best effort.
You talked at the beginning of the year about Cannon and how much potential he had, but he seemingly is improving almost every game. Is his acceleration and development development going faster than you expected?
No, I'd like it to go faster. He was great against Fresno, and then he wasn't as sharp in a couple other games. I think he was really good the second half of ORU. Cannon's one of those young men that has a lot of ability, and you can't want it more than he does, although at times I feel like I do. But yet he's starting to understand, I think, how good it feels when he does give that effort and sees immediate results. A lot of other guys can improve their effort, but won't see the immediate results because they're not as talented as he is. He is really a gifted young man, and as his effort meets his talent, he can be a special player.
Several plays in the paint where, I don't know if you can say he dominated in the paint, but where he seemed to sort of overpower some people. And at the beginning of the year, you talked about how he's got to get stronger and grow into his role. Is he more physical or stronger than you?
He's strong. He's a strong kid. He's not physical. He's becoming, hopefully he becomes more physical, mentally and physically tough. He grabbed a couple of tough rebounds. He made a couple of tough buckets. It's stretching him. He's a nice young man, laid back. Well, that's not a good thing on the court. Off the court, that's good, but on the court, that's not good. I have a license from his dad to kick him in the butt whenever I want, so he doesn't have a choice but to get tougher. But he's a wonderful kid, and again, I've coached a lot of talented big guys.
Who does he remind you of? Anyone else that you've had?
No, not really. He reminds me of probably P.J. Brown, guy played in the NBA. Long face-up forward who can do a lot of things. And I think that, he's a small Rasheed Wallace, Rasheed 6'11", but had touch. And, Cannon has a feel. You can't teach that feel. Like, he gets the ball in the post and kind of understands where the defense is and turns away from it and, catches the ball and knows where to go with it. He's got ability. He's got a lot of ability.
You mentioned that tonight wasn't Rob's best game, but why was that? I mean, was Georgia Southern ganging up?
No, I think Robert is banged up a little bit. I think his foot, hamstring, and when Rob's banged up a little bit, he needs to be physically like close to 100% to have his legs. If he doesn't have his legs, then he won't have his shot. He doesn't, struggle to cut hard. He spun a couple times, turned the ball over. So I think his legs really impact him mentally, and rightfully so. But I think that we need to make sure his legs are feeling good. He's banged up a little bit.
Even if he didn't have a perfect game, though, how appropriate is it that he gets his 1,000th point on the free throw that basically seals his game?
Well, that's great. I don't care if he gets his 1,000th point the next game on the first layup of the game. I wanted to win, but no, it's fitting. It's great. It makes for a good, something good to write about. But if it was his 998th point, I hope he'd make the foul shot.